Hi and welcome. It's the 25th of March. I'm really excited to be here with you. I am so thankful for this way of being alone together and connecting with our practice community. Whether this is your first meditation or you're a long-term meditator, whether this is your first time being here with me or you've been joining me for the last couple of weeks, you're welcome to be here. My goal here is to help you navigate the uncertainty, the grief, the fear, the panic, the social isolation, and the new normal. We don't know what the future is going to hold, and that anticipation can really be unsettling for many of us as some of our mainstays truly are falling away. I was talking about on a call earlier about being at a table in a restaurant and overhearing someone speaking, about something that kind of drew my attention away. I thought, gosh, we haven't been at a restaurant in a while, have we? At least not here in California, and maybe not where you live either. And other than standing in the lobby 6 feet away from each other, waiting for a to-go order, I think that's what it's going to be like for a little while. But what I am noticing in my neighborhood, and I just went for a walk, is that people are gardening more. I live in California, so the weather's decent. They're gardening more, they're outside more, they're going for walks 6 feet apart from their neighbors, but they're going outside and, seeing if they can create a sense of normalcy or a new rhythm in their lives. So I'd love to hear about your new rhythm. I'm not going to open it up for discussion yet, but if you want to go ahead and put some in the chat box, I would love to see that, and I'll share it with everyone who's on the call. So my name is Sarah McLean. I've been leading meditations for years. I had a meditation center in Sedona, Arizona, where I had open meditations on Sundays where people would come, whether they were visiting or they were locals. Oh, there goes my phone. Hold on a second. One thing you have to learn is to mute your phone when you're a meditation teacher, which I didn't do. So I used to lead meditations and we would just talk about what was going on, how we were navigating our lives. And I was thinking about you and thinking about what kind of meditation I wanted to share with you today. But first I wanted to address some of the challenges that people have with meditation, and also to kind of help you to take a look at your life now. Now that the priorities may have changed. Now you're looking around your home where you're maybe sequestered or finally got back to, and, saying, is this my life? Is this my intentional life? Or is this life sort of happening to me like an accident? I wasn't paying attention and all of a sudden I'm here. And I've got this furniture and these people I live with, or these animals, or these neighbors. So really it's coming back to appreciating the life we have, practicing contentment and gratitude, and also really being more mindful about what we're allowing in our environment toward our nervous system and what we're digesting. Some of you know about this ancient science of Ayurveda. Ayurveda means the science of life and longevity, and it's from ancient India. And one of the things they say in Ayurveda is perfect health is through perfect digestion. Now, I know a lot of us are considering, are we healthy in this moment? Can we withstand whatever contagion may come my way? And in Ayurveda, they say perfect health is through perfect digestion, but they're not necessarily just talking about food. They're talking about what you're digesting on a daily basis, whether it's conversations, whether it's media, whether it's food or drink, and some other aspect of your environment. Maybe it's the books you read. So what is it that you are digesting? And are you able to extract nourishment from it, metabolize it, and get rid of toxicity? Perfect health is through perfect digestion. So think about everything you digest through your eyes, through your ears, through your sense of touch, through conversations, through what you put your attention on, through the aromas you surround yourself with, through whatever is in your environment. So really refining your life. Now, meditation means a lot of things to a lot of people. And, meditation in my mind really refers to two things. First, It refers to the many, many types and varieties of ancient and modern practices that are designed to draw your attention inward, help to settle your nervous system, and help you to become more self-aware. So it doesn't matter what meditation it is, all meditations are basically designed to do that. It also refers to the state of awareness that you create when you do a practice. So the state of awareness that you create when you do the practice is one where you're restful yet alert, one where your nervous system is settling and your mind's activity is settling, and you become more self-aware. If we measured your brain waves, we'd find they would change. If we measure the landscape of your brain over time, we would find that that state of meditation, which is natural, just as natural as sleeping, dreaming, and being awake, we would find that that state of meditation would prune your landscape or cultivate your garden of your brain. It starts to lessen the dominance of your amygdala. It actually starts losing its density, not all the way, but it doesn't take over so much. It increases the density of your neocortex, the newer part of your brain. That is the executive functioning of your brain. And also, it helps you to have more density in your insula. Your insula is all about your emotional awareness, both your emotions and tuning into the emotions of others. The insula is really about being compassionate and helps you to become more intentional in terms of how you share and how you're with others. So those are just three of the areas that change with the practice of meditation. One other area, which I love, is that area that is designed for short-term memory, the short-term cache. When you meet someone for the first time, you get their name, and then 2 seconds later you forget it. That's the job of the hippocampus. The hippocampus is the part of the brain that remembers why you walked into the room, or why you opened the refrigerator, or where you put your keys, or how you were supposed to drive to one place or another. That's the hippocampus, which can get it can get attacked by your stress hormone, cortisol. It starts to attack the density of your hippocampus. So with meditation, we're able to increase the density of the hippocampus, increase the density of the insula, which is self-awareness and emotional regulation, and increase the density of the neocortex, which is the executive functioning of the brain, which responds rather than reacts to your environment. So anyway, just a little, those are the two definitions of meditation. It's both a practice and it's a state of awareness. So we're going to practice some mindfulness meditation now, which really helps to regulate your attention and helps to bring your attention into the present moment, where if you really look, you're okay, right here, right now. And though the mind really wants to be prepared for what's going to happen in the future, we can't know anything at this point. We're so dysregulated, we're anticipating going back to normal, but the more we go through this uncertainty, the more stressful it can be for us. So we have to bring our attention back into this moment where life is happening, where you're surrounded by what serves you, your environment, the people in your environment, the people you connect to online. And so we'll start with mindfulness. Mindfulness means paying attention to what you're doing while you're doing it. And mindfulness meditations really are about anchoring your attention into the present moment. And then I'll guide you into what I love to take a look at, since we're all reprioritizing what's important to us, which is called the Wheel of Life. And it's kind of a guided meditation to examine what's working for you in your life right now. As we're reprioritizing things, as we're concentrating our lives, as we're cleaning out our closets or our metaphorical closets, as we're really taking a look at what's going on, we can examine our lives from this new perspective of what really is important to me, what is essential to me, and what is going to nourish my existence. Now, many of us are still in the conversation of what's in it for me, or how can I take good care of myself? And that's perfectly natural. But even if that's your conversation and you haven't yet ventured into the how can I help, because I'm basically still in survival mode, So what this will do is help you to resource your peace, resource your inner nourishment, and resource your sense of being safe, because that really is going to serve your immune system, and it's going to serve your entire physical operating system. As you lessen the stress, that you will lessen the inflammation. You'll improve your digestion, and you'll improve your sleep. So I'm going to invite you to sit comfortably wherever you are. We're going to meditate for about 15 minutes. And some of this meditation is going to be a little guided through an examination of some of the areas of your life. And some of this meditation is a guided practice into being right here, right now. So for those of you new to meditation, you can sit with your eyes closed or capped comfortably. If you want to lie down, you can, although it's not always recommended because it can turn a decent meditation into a decent nap. And napping and meditation are two states of consciousness, so two different ones. So ideally sitting up if you can, comfortably with your eyes closed, or capped, which means gazing towards the floor softly or towards your hands. Now you can sit with your hands in your lap in a particular position like a mudra, but comfort is key. So you don't have to do anything special in order to get this benefit of the meditation. If you notice you're drifting away and you're no longer even listening to anything that's going on, it's perfectly fine. But if you notice you're way off in another tangent, come back here, back to the meditation. And it doesn't matter how many times you have to refocus your attention. This is a training. It helps you to become much more intentional about your attention. And secondly, be really nice to yourself. Do not spend any of the next 10 to 15 minutes beating yourself up. How we treat ourselves in meditation is really how we treat ourselves in our lives. And we're trying to create new neural pathways to counterbalance some of the fear and anxiety that might be your constant companion. Number 3, let go of any expectations about how you should be feeling, about how a meditator needs to be, or what should be happening. Just let it all go and let what happens happen. Because the truth is, meditation works, even if you don't think you're very good at it. Number 4, don't try to have a certain experience, okay? Just have the one you're having. It's going to be exactly what you need. Number 5, stick with this practice if you can, although there may be some discomfort in the practice. Stay with yourself, befriend yourself. We may touch an area here that might trigger some emotion, and what I do know is right now is not the time to ignore how you're feeling, physically or emotionally. We're navigating a very challenging time, one that is unprecedented, and the emotions that you're feeling are perfectly normal, whether they're panic one minute and contentment the next, whether you're peaceful one minute or anxious the next, whether you're in love with everyone and everything one minute and the next minute you want everyone to leave you alone. All of this is normal. So don't beat yourself up, and instead be kind to yourself. Treat yourself as a good friend. Treat yourself as someone who is precious and dear. The Buddha once said, I've heard, you can search the entire universe for someone more deserving of your love than you are, and you will never find them. You are the most deserving of your love. And though we might think so-and-so needs it and so-and-so needs it, they might. But if you don't have it to give because you don't know how to love yourself, then you're only going to be giving from an empty cup. So I appreciate you being here, filling your cup up, taking advantage of these opportunities to connect with people like you who are being alone and taking care of their health, and yet we're together as a spiritual group. Now, I don't know most of you, and you don't know me, and you don't know each other, but we're all looking in the same direction. We're all aiming for the same thing: to be happy, to be peaceful, to be healthy, and to be free from suffering, to take really good care of ourselves so we can be a benefit to the community that we're finding ourselves in. So I'm going to just make sure everyone's muted once again, because I know we've had some people joining us. And I'm going to invite you to close your eyes or cap them as you sit comfortably. I'll be keeping track of the time as we move into mindfulness now. One way to do this is to welcome everything that's in your immediate environment and that your senses are perceiving. So if your eyes are closed, you might notice that you have some light coming through your eyelids. Maybe it's light from the window or the lamp. Simply welcome what's here. Also, when your eyes are closed, you might notice that you're a little more aware of the sounds in the environment. So listen for the sounds that are far, far away. And welcome the sounds rather than trying to figure out where they're coming from. This is a practice of welcoming everything, resisting nothing. Bring your awareness in just a little bit and notice the sounds in your room, wherever you are, or just outside the room. Some noises and sounds are going to be constant, while others come in and out, arising from the silence and returning to the silence, just like my voice. Also, with your eyes closed, you might start perceiving your breath. It may become more dominant now. So I invite you to take some long, slow, deep breaths through your nose. Breathing in slowly and deeply, filling up your belly and your chest and feeling your ribs expand, and then letting it out slowly and fully. Resting your attention on the exhale and breathing in at your own pace, slowly and fully, and then breathing out slowly and fully. 3 or 4 long, slow, deep breaths at your own pace. This sends a signal to your body that it's okay to put your defenses down. You can breathe deeply. You can sigh with relief if you want. And then let your breath return to its natural rhythm and depth. There's no need to try and control it in any way. It might slow down or speed up. It might get a little deeper, a little more shallow. Just let it be as it is, welcoming everything, resisting nothing. So now you might be noticing that you're a little more aware of what's here for you emotionally. What emotions are present for you? Rather than ignoring what's here or any residue of emotion, what you've been going through today, befriend it, welcome it, even if you don't love it and you prefer another one. Self-awareness begins by becoming aware of what emotions are here. And notice them, because they really are energy in motion. They need motion. So welcoming them like you might welcome a cloud cover, knowing that at some point those clouds will go away. And some of you might be feeling some great feelings of joy or contentment or restfulness, while others might be noticing they're a little anxious, still a little tense. Whatever's here, welcome it. It's not spiritual to pretend you feel something that you don't. I see you, I hear you, and I am here for you. And now notice if there is an emotion. Some of you might not be feeling anything in particular, but if you are feeling something strongly or somewhat strongly, notice where it resides in your body. Is it in your back or your shoulders, your chest or your belly, your hips or your pelvis? Notice what's here. And you can consider that your attention is like a beam of love. Consider that your attention is a beam of love. Bring it where you know you need it, to those areas of your body that you tend to ignore, or you tend to wish were different, or might be suffering in some way right now. Keeping it company, keeping the areas in your body that company that you might normally resist or ignore. And bring your attention to the rest of your body. Again, imagining your attention is like a beam of love, scanning your interior and your exterior as you move from the top of your head, welcoming everything without a story, maybe softening your brow, appreciating your eyes and your eyelids, appreciating your beautiful face. Noticing your mouth and your tongue. Moving all the way down with awareness. Your shoulders, your throat, your back, your chest. Your belly, your rear. Feeling the support that's here and now. Letting go of any tension you might be feeling. And anytime you notice your attention drifting into the future, bring it back here. Right here, where your life is. Right here, where your breath is. Tuning in now to the way your body responds to your breath. The gentle movement, the movement in the stillness, the rise and fall of your chest. Welcoming everything and resisting nothing. Not trying to control anything, but being with whatever's here. Letting your body soften. We'll sit like this in stillness for a little while. I'll keep track of the time. Keeping your eyes closed, I invite you now to consider a few areas of your life. When you consider the area of relationships, how fulfilled are you right now, whether it's friendships or community, romance, family, or your workforce, coworkers? Asking yourself, what can I do to be more engaged, more nourished, and how can I serve in these relationships? Are there any changes I need to make? And now, with that attention and that beam of love, consider your health and well-being, your emotional health, your mental wellness, and your physical health. What changes, if any, do you need to make so that you can feel more comfortable in your body, more comfortable in your skin, as you now are spending more and more time on this internal plane? Simply ask, how can I nourish myself more? And considering this one last area, the area of your environment, your home environment, the nature around you, and the input you receive, whether it's through the media, through the books on your shelf, through the furnishings in your home. Consider your environment and ask yourself, how can I be more nourished? Or what changes do I need to make in my environment? You may or may not receive any answers or any insights, and that's perfectly fine. But it's important to be intentional and attentional in these areas of your life. So let's bring the attention back now, back to the inner world, how you're feeling, the movement of your breath. And we'll be coming out of meditation slowly now. Keeping your eyes closed. Just for another moment or two, I'm going to sound a bell. You can begin to open your eyes slowly, first with a downward gaze, as you deepen your breath a little bit and become a little more aware of the space around you. Becoming a little more aware of the sounds around you as you move around and become aware of the environment you're in as you open your eyes all the way whenever you're ready. There's no rush. I'm going to leave you with a quote by John O'Donohue, who's a Celtic poet. He's no longer with us on this plane, but his words are, it's a prayer. May I have the courage today to live the life that I would love, to postpone my dream no longer, but to do at last what I came here for, and waste my heart on fear no more. I thought you might like that. So thank you for joining us today. I'm going to stop the recording now.